Hi, welcome back to Persephone Says. Today we are going to be, you and I, we're debunking 7 things on social media that just you need to put them away. They are myths. We are Mythbusters today, okay? So let's start with virality. Now, I am not saying going viral is a bad thing. I don't think it is a bad thing, but it cannot be the goal. And so I just have to start off and kick it off by saying you do not need to go viral in order to be successful on social, period. Instead, I want you to be focusing on building community. I want you to be focusing on resonating with your people, finding your tribe, finding the people who can afford your services, finding the people who understand you. You should not be for everybody on social fucking media. This is because then if you are for everybody, you are for nobody. I will say that till I'm blue in the face, but it's true. Right now, so much of social media looks the exact same. And so that is problematic. And so trying to catch virality often means that you are sacrificing authenticity, and that has a negative impact to your business and your brand. So, again, let's focus on building community versus anything else, which leads me into my part 2 or number 2. I don't want you focusing on follower growth anymore. I've felt this way for quite some time. Seeing growth in reach, and of course, the algorithms always change. So, what is valued is different for everybody. But I would say the number one thing that I want you paying attention to when hopefully you're reviewing your analytics is the traffic to your website. Okay. Because ultimately, all of these things, TikTok, social, Instagram, Pinterest, YouTube, the goal should be a booking, a reservation, an inquiry of some sort to your website. And so, how well these channels are working for you is predicated on how great your social strategy is. And it's a tactic, right? So that would be my number one key performance indicator, KPI, um, of what you should be assessing. I think that there was a period of time where it was so much easier to grow. Like, let's start there. Remember that? Like 2017, that was fun when we could grow fast. That was cute. 2015, even better. Um, and again, I'm not saying that it's not possible. It's just so much, there's so much saturation, which isn't also problematic. But at the end of the day, as a business, you just want to find the people who are right for you. And so that can afford you, that understand your vibe. So let's focus on website clicks and Google Analytics. All right. Now, do you remember during COVID? I think that Instagram had come out, certainly on TikTok, but Instagram had come out with you should post 5 times a day on Instagram, which was I mean, if it wasn't COVID, would they have said that? Like, absolutely not. In fact, I think that quality over quantity as a whole, you need to give whatever piece of content, especially if it's perfectly aligned with your strategy or almost perfectly aligned with your strategy. It is valuable. It connects with your content pillars. It connects with your audience. Like, if all these things are a yes, you've got to let that piece of content breathe. And if you don't, then it feels like a hamster wheel. You're on to the next. And so it's important to, I would say, share 3 times a week on Instagram, 3 minimum on TikTok, if you can get to that. 15 to 20 pins a month, that's baseline. We're talking just baseline, okay? But with some level of consistency, really good content, really quality. And you'll see that I've been doing that now for years. I haven't posted every single day since I think literally 2020. I mean, who has the time for that shit? Genuinely. Stories, you can go off TikTok, you can definitely go off way more, but my God, like who has the time? Let that content breathe. Okay. Um, TikTok. People are still very apprehensive about TikTok and, you know, who's on there, particularly as we're talking to the luxury and ultra luxury market. I always hear this and it makes me absolutely crazy, that some people don't believe that a luxury and ultra luxury customer is or client is on there. And the number of people consuming on TikTok is disproportionately higher than those creating. It takes a lot to create good slash great content in general. Not everyone should be a creator, especially there's a level of like trepidation for whatever reason on TikTok. So, for that exact reason, there will be less creators, period. But that doesn't mean that your audience isn't consuming, especially when are at an inflection point, when they are doing research. Like TikTok is a tool for search, period. And we are going to talk a hell of a whole lot more about that on some upcoming episodes. But it is so important to remember that especially this generation, but even millennials and up are utilizing it as a tool for answering questions. I'm not saying they're not using Google. Now they're using ChatGPT, but especially if it's like something that they want to educate themselves on or answering some level of a query, really, they're going on TikTok to find it, or they're going on TikTok to find that community of other people who are asking similar types of questions. So please, please, please know that your audience is there. Rich people scroll too, guys. People scroll in their beds and on their couches too. Okay. Now, which leads me to my next. We need to focus on audience and defining exactly who your audience is. I want you to focus way more on client avatars, buyer types, because then you can really understand and have a North Star of like, is this piece of whatever I'm about to share actually for me to share? Like, does it make sense? Would my client actually understand what I'm trying to say or show? Like, you have to be objective like that. And if it's not, that's okay. Then you need to tweak it and fine tune it. And frankly, especially last year, we expanded, into more hotels and hospitality in addition to weddings and events. And so all of our branding for the Media Socialites had to change. All of our messaging had to change. You're still seeing evolution across our social channels. Like it is absolutely like a test, but verify, but look at the data and analyze. Like this is how it is to find exactly who your people are that connect so that you're hitting and speaking to your ideal client. So focus on audience and you will see bigger wins. Last but not least, and I shared this on a recent episode on talking about luxury versus and ultra luxury and what is not all of those things, is the idea of only utilizing trending audios. And in fact, I think that we should stop for the most part. Like, unless it's just like a bop of a song that you love. Bad Bunny put out something that you're like, this hits every time and it connects with you and it connects with your brand. I just fucking love the song. Like, go off. But there is no reason in any world to share any video, especially when it's like, have you seen videos? I'm sure you have videos where like it's so beautiful. Let's talk weddings and events. It's so beautiful. It's so elevated. And then you have this like music connected to it that makes it like it cheapens it. It cheapens $1 million event. It cheapens whatever that output is. And because of that disconnect, you're like, gross. And it feels like try hard. Don't do that, guys. We don't need to do that. Like I will often play and share some relevant songs, like, or of the moment songs. But for me, I love 90s hip hop. I also love bossa nova. I also love like other types, genres of music. I love 70s music. Like that's relevant and connects to me. It feels authentic to me. And I'm not going to deviate because of Chapel Rowan going viral currently. Like for me, it's a no. You have to stay true to yourself across social because again, anytime you're trying to force it too much, that's when people get the ick when they're consuming, but also that's where it can feel so forced on what you're putting out there and it can feel so hard. That's often something that, clients will say when they come to us, that they're just so tired of the rat race and it feeling so hard. And I think part of that is like you're always chasing the next trend, you're always chasing the next whatever. And I think sometimes it's really difficult to not be looking to your left and to your right, meaning your competitors, to see what they're doing. I highly suggest that you mute people that just aren't serving you. Like, please do that. It's okay. Sometimes it's just not good for your mental health. Sometimes it impacts your creativity or it makes you feel less than or whatever that is, like do that because you don't want your ideas to be clouded by someone else's. If if anything, I like to be inspired by people outside of my space. I find like specifically in digital marketing, you have so many people like get rich fast or like use these three prompts. Like, fuck that. No, this is digital marketing is specific and it is tailored to you and to yours and to your specific audience, to your specific messaging. So you can't prompt like or give me three hooks that are going to work for everybody. And so be mindful of what you're consuming and hope this was helpful. I'll see you next week. Talk soon.